This is a step-by-step service demonstration of advertising and appointment setting. The client in question is a live client of mine. They're in the med spa industry, so the medical aesthetics industry. And the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the amount spent, the results gained. So first of all, the client has spent £3,000 in the last 6 months over 2 different campaigns, one for skin and one for body. The results gained in terms of leads was over 1,500 leads. And as you can see, for one of the campaigns, a skin campaign, we're getting £1.60, £1.50 leads, and that's been consistent over the last 6 months. So that's great. Leads are great, of course, but it doesn't really matter if you're not converting them and you're not actually putting money in your pocket, right? So I wanted to show you exactly how many appointments have gained. So we've got 2 pipelines here. This is the one for skin. You can see there's over 115 appointments booked, and if we jump into the other pipeline and we go to the same place, we'll see that there's again nearly another 100 appointments booked. So for this client over 6 months, with the 1,500 leads that have come in, we're booking about 1 in 7, 1 in 8 actually getting their feet in the door, and that's resulted in over 200 appointments and £35,000 in revenue gained, obviously from a £3,000 ad spend, which is just over a 10x return on ad spend. So firstly, what we do as agency and client is we together formulate some sort of offer that we can bring people in, and something that will entice people to actually engage with ads. Because chances are, if you're having a bottleneck with acquiring new customers and your calendar is quite patchy, at the moment you won't be able to charge the prices that you would like, and that won't happen until you build up your credibility and you become one of the leaders in your local area. So to do that, you have to do a bit of advertising. The catch-22 is you don't want to advertise forever, right? So if we get it done with a nice offer, 6 months down the line, you say, look, Adam, you've been great and I've got a lot of appointments, but I don't actually need you anymore because people just come to me on a referral basis and I've kept all of the people that you sent me. Simple as. The offer in question here, if we just take a little closer look, is it's a half price offer, so that's 50% off. It's a high ticket service, so even with the half price discount applied, it still puts a lot of money in the client's pocket, and it's still very good margins. We create videos and images to support the offer, to showcase the treatment in action, to showcase results. We also write copy, so content for people to read about the offer, to reiterate the narrative, and then we provide the person viewing with a call to action, which in this case is a get offer, so they fill in their contact details in exchange for a discount. And this is a great catch because we don't want to just send them to a website or a landing page where we're going to lose people and click off. This way we get their contact details and follow up with them after, because most people are not proactive enough to book themselves, and most people don't have enough trust to actually book themselves with you because there's not enough things out there for them to actually finalize the decision. And so the magic is in the follow-up. Like I said, people do not book themselves. It's very rare that people book themselves. You'd probably see 1 or 2 a month actually book themselves, and the actual action of getting people in the door, getting feet in the clinic, is to follow up, and not only follow up once but follow up persistently and follow up promptly, so that it's fresh in their mind and they're going to reply sometime, because they're going to be getting a lot of phone calls and a lot of texts and a lot of emails, and it's probably going to piss them off. But we would rather piss them off and get through to them than never get through to them, because some people, you might think it's crazy, but some people we've actually texted over a span of 90 days, 180 days, and after that point they then answered and then have gone to book on the treatment. So we never consider someone lost until they are explicitly telling us that no, we're not interested, we will never be interested. And then obviously, with reason, you can't harass people, so you will end up disqualifying them. But if they do not voice their disinterest, by all means keep calling them, keep texting them, keep emailing them, because they've expressed interest in your services, and if you don't chase them up, you're leaving money on the table. So obviously this is something that's really time consuming to do. It's really painful to do at some points, to actually speak to all of these people, and a lot of them forget, and a lot of them aren't interested, and a lot of them are rude. So we take all of that stress away and do it ourselves. For example, here we're in the back end where we do automations. So the first thing, jumping into one of the branches of automations that we do, is we send automatic texts and emails, and we also set tasks for our virtual assistants to call the leads every day. So for example, it looks a bit technical here, but it's not. As soon as a lead comes in, everyone in the account gets a notification. So for example, myself, the VAs, the virtual assistants, yourself, because you will be connected to the software. You do have obviously the option to use it or the option not to use it. It's completely up to you, depends on how much involvement you would want. If they've already come in as a lead before, they're not going to get spammed with the same messages they had before, and they'll just be removed. If they're new, they'll be created as a new opportunity. They'll be tagged to make sure we know exactly what inquiry line they came from. They then get a confirmation email which thanks them for redeeming a discount and prompts them to make a booking. Then we wait for a sociable time, so anywhere between 8 o'clock in the morning and 7 in the afternoon, and then we'll text them, because for example, people are up on their phone at 3 at night and decide to fill in a form. It'd be a bit weird if they get a text at 3 in the morning. They get a text at next sociable time, which is anywhere between 8 and 7. If they fill in the form between 8 and 7, they'll get the text instantly, just to say, hi, is this so-and-so? So if we open up the text, it's, hi, is this so-and-so, whoever's name it is. Then we wait for 10 minutes. If they don't answer, we go straight in and say, hopefully I have the right number. This is so-and-so from so-and-so clinic. You redeemed our discount, just to basically remind them why we're actually calling them. And then obviously if they answer as well, they get the same message, but it might just be a few minutes quicker, so that we keep them fresh and we keep them on their phone talking to us. Then it starts to branch off. If they start to reply, then we take them out and then we start talking to them manually to actually book them in, because by this point they probably would have shown us interest. And then if they don't answer, they get the same emails and texts on either side, which is basically nurturing them into actually replying to us. So we give them some FAQs, we give them client of the week emails, we give them nomad offers, like a one-off if you give us a reply and stuff like that, to really tempt people to come back and actually give us a reply. We then start giving them some scarcity, so we start saying, just to let you know, the discount does expire in 2 weeks, so please get in touch if you haven't already. So what this does is it lets them know that in 2 weeks we won't be following up with you, but until then we're going to piss you off by pestering you every single day. We get tasked to call them, so every day until day 14 we call, text and email them. Obviously the calls are manual, they're not automated, so we actually sit there and call them until they answer, and it keeps going every day until day 14, where we then strike them off as obviously not interested, but then we move them to another pipeline where we put them in a basic email marketing campaign, giving them offers and client results, testimonials, price lists, different things that come in every single week, so we keep them knowing about your brand. For example, if we jump into a conversation, this is exactly how it looks. It looks like you're just typing messages on your phone. So, hi, is this so-and-so? This is us from our clinic. This is why we're contacting you. This lead is obviously interested, starts asking questions, and we take over manually so that we can give them the best answer. Then we follow the conversation up naturally until we nurture them into a booking. And as you can see here, this person has booked and their treatment was £400. So that, in a nutshell, from start to finish, is how we create, run and optimize the advertising campaigns to bring the leads in, and then put the magic together to actually book the appointments and get the feet in the door through our persistent follow-up system, including phone calls, texts and emails, providing, as you clearly saw earlier, a really nice return on investment. Where else are you 10xing your money realistically? Where else are you getting 1,000% returns? The stock market's 8, RLA Digital's 1,000. I hope you enjoyed this. Any questions, concerns or thoughts, let me know. Have a good day.